Hey, this is Brian, and welcome to Podcast on Wheels, powered by Power Loops. Today we have Noalys in studio, and she is my barber, my best friend, my consultant. She helps me with things, man. We work out at the same gym. We have a lot of, networking friends. So thank you for being in the studio today.
Thank you for inviting me. Happy to be here.
Awesome. So take us back as we were talking before the show, when you were 4 or 5 years old, you kind of tell us what you were saying there.
I was just saying that when I was 4 or 5 years old that I started going to church, it was a challenging, process for me. At that time, being lesbian, it was like something rough, something that you cannot talk about it. It was like, if you talk about that, something is going to shake, so they are going to keep you out. They are going to close doors for you. That's what happened to me like a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Yes, I was like, I was fired for too many places, even church.
Mm.
One day I went to this church that I was super happy to be there. And at the final of the service, they tell me, we are going to appreciate it if you never come back. And I was like, and what is that? So I did something wrong. I didn't dress the way that I need to dress, because before you need to dress, like that you're going to church. And they say, no, it's because we don't like what you do. I was like, and what is that I do? And they said, that's something that God doesn't like, and we don't want you here. I was like, I don't believe that way. I believe that God wants me here, because if you read the Bible, he was not close to the people that follow him. Mm-hmm. He was close to the people that didn't believe on him, that didn't love him, because he want to change that. I love him. I know he loved me. And it's bad that you don't want me here, but I'm glad that I'm not here, because this is not the right place for me. Mm-hmm. And now I go to church. I still going to church for my whole life. I have been going. I don't believe on any type of church. I believe for the church that just love God. Mm-hmm. And now I go to building church. Mm-hmm. That's it, right over here. Mm-hmm. I love that church. I love the people that go there, and they love me.
Yeah.
I feel home.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, and then you told you were 16 when you moved out. I moved out. Okay. Yeah. Tell us about what is it like to be 16 years old and moving out? Like,
think about when you see a 16 years old right now, how they act. You can see myself being 16, living by myself without money. I was working on Chili's at that time. I have a permit to start working. I working at the kitchen, and I didn't have money for my days off to eat. Mm. And they give you a free meal when you was working. And I took that free meal to go. Okay. That's the meal that I eat at the house, and I just hide on the fridge. That way I was able to eat. And it was challenging, but I think that was the best thing that happened to me, because I grew up. I was a spoiled kid, because my dad and my mom, they used to have a lot of money. Mm-hmm. My mom and my dad make more than $1 million every year. And after I left, I suffered, I realized that life, it was not that great how I thought. And I started working. Then like 1.5 years after, they fired me because I was lesbian. Mm-hmm. But the kitchen manager, he started working at Longhorn's Steakhouse, and he called me and he said, hey, I want you here. You're a good worker and I need you. Mm-hmm. Started working there, and they made me kitchen manager. I was 19 years old.
Wow.
Without any college degree, without anything. And they pay for my students.
For the class?
Yeah. Awesome. They pay for everything.
So when you were 4 or 5, where were you living when you were that age?
With my mom and my dad.
And where at? Stateside or Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, okay. I lived my whole life in Puerto Rico. I came over here when I was 29 years old.
29, okay.
Without any English. Like, I started working at Chili's over here at the kitchen, and I remember the guy told me, hey, are you hired? You're going to start tomorrow. And I was like, that I'm what? And he was like, are you hired? You're going to start working tomorrow. I was like, give me 1 second. My mother-in-law was waiting on the car. And I was like, give me 1 second. I pick up my mother-in-law. I was like, hey, he's saying something that I don't know what it is. And he was like, she was like, okay, let me go and check. Yeah. And she go inside and she was like, you're a moron. You're going to start working tomorrow. And in Spanish, I was, oh, okay, thank you.
Right.
I worked there for 2 years. It was
Okay.
amazing. Nobody speaks Spanish. That forced me to start learning English.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay. I was like talking about signals.
Yeah.
I need to tell you this.
Yes.
Puerto Rico, we have Popeyes, like here. But it was new. And I love it. And one day I was talking with the people at the kitchen at Shelley's about Popeyes, and nobody understand what I was saying. I was like so frustrated. I was like, but the chicken place. And they was like, mm-mm. And I was like, you know, the guy, they eat the spinach, they open the can and do like this, and everybody, oh, Popeyes. I was like, that's what I'm saying. But nobody understand me, you know, my broken English. And on that point, I didn't know like maybe 3 words.
Right.
Yeah, but so far so good.
That guy, the chicken guy.
The chicken, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was.
So you come here at 29, no English, you get the job, you have to go ask to find out what you just got, right? And then to pick up at that point, 29, 30 years old, you know, where were you living in this area?
Yeah,
at that
Madison.
time? Okay, in Madison. And then how did, you know, what were the next steps when you...
You know what is the point that I like to say that when I came over here from Puerto Rico, I was making a lot of money in Puerto Rico because I have my own business in Puerto Rico. I have a food business that I have with one of my good friends. We used to make like more than 1,000 every single week. And I decided to come over here without any English, without job, without car, just because my wife and myself, we have a kid. And the school system in Puerto Rico doesn't work. Even if you pay private or any private school, any school doesn't work. And we decided to come over here because Jara's family, they live here for maybe 20 years. They work on the arsenal. And they said that the school system over here, it was better. We decided to move because Michael, he was 7. And when I came over here, I started working at Chili's at $10 per hour. I was making 1,000 something on my own business.
Yeah.
5 days, Monday to Friday, 5 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Yeah.
To change that to work 45, 50 hours weekly. But I didn't stop there. I went to Calhoun to start English classes. And I met this Brazilian girl that she said one day, hey, I'm looking for somebody to clean. No, yeah, for cleaning. Because after that, I started doing flooring, but I started doing cleaning on a property. And she hired me for 11. And I was doing chilies and cleaning 7 days a week. Then I started doing flooring. And then I started my cleaning company because I want to make extra money. One day, the owner of the property manager, she said she was mad because the cleaning company didn't show up. And she was like, hey, I need to find somebody else. And I was like, I can do it. And she was like, no, you can't because I need to sign the checks to another name that is not to your name. And I was like, but I can do that. What I need to do? And she was like, you need to register your company. And I went running to Yara. I was like, baby, I can make extra money. We can like open a company. And she was like, you want to do it? I was like, we need the money. And she was, let's do it. We did it. NYPD cleaning.
Okay.
We did have that one for 7 years. And we sold that one a few months ago for $500,000.
Because there was a need.
Yes.
You found a problem. You had the solution based off of your work ethic, your mentality, and going through the obstacles of the church and the people saying, we don't like you. You're out of here.
But I had something better.
Always.
I had God. I don't need anybody else.
Tell us about that.
I have friends. I have family. I have my wife. That's the most wonderful thing that I have. That is my family. But besides that, I had God. And if somebody can tell you that they feel God with them, that body is going to be me. Because God had been with me since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, like, too many times that I It's not like I pray and he didn't hear my prayers. No, he always hear me. Always. Like, I lost my grandma and I lost my uncle on like a year and a half apart. I lost my brother and I lost my dad like a year apart. You know how much I suffer? Not too much.
Wow.
Because God is with me, and I know it's just him, because nobody that is close to their family can lose somebody and not suffer. And I know that he's with me because my family need me, and he put the strength on me to keep living, to keep, taking my family to another, chapter on their life and erase that one. But I have my nephews, my mom, that they need me. My dad and my brother, it was everything for them and for me, but it was different.
So it was time for you to do that, step up and help and take care of them. And I met you at the gym and you had on a Roberto Clemente jersey. I'll never forget it. And I was like, hey, it's a baseball Clemente, he died in a plane crash taking food back after his 3,000th hit. And baseballs was my life. I mean, that's what I've always done. And until now, but it's like, there was something about your energy. There was something about you as a person. I don't compliment everybody's shirt. I don't, go and say, oh, look, he's got a jersey on. Well, but it was your smile. It was your energy that drew me to you, and then we talk a couple times. That was 3 years ago or so. But now I bring my kids to your shop to get their hair. And something I want to tell you here is the first time we come in, Juan Jose sat down and talked to Maddox, my 8-year-old. I don't know any other place that I can go and sit down, and he's from Cuba? Colombia, okay. And he sits down with my 8-year-old who, you speak Spanish, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, they talked. Of course, he was eating because he's always eating, right?
Every time I've been eating and always rice. Lord, never met somebody that eat that many rice.
Yeah, and he's in good shape. He's not. He's in good shape. He's in good shape.
He goes to the gym. Yeah.
Step into the future with Power Loops, the king of off-grid power, where our proprietary system is changing the game of energy. This isn't just power; it's freedom. The freedom to live, work, and play anywhere. Powered by our innovative technology that taps into the Earth's natural energy. Our system is designed for efficiency, durability, and sustainability, ensuring that you have reliable power 365 days a year without harming the planet. Whether you're traveling in the RV, the remote wilderness, or just opting out of traditional power grids, Power Loops provides the ultimate solution. Join us in leading the charge towards a cleaner, greener, and more empowered world. Power Loops, the king of off-grid energy. But I was able to take my kids into a shop where it's like family.
Because that's why I built that shop. When I used to have the cleaning company, that we had enough employees that they don't need me to clean or doing stuff, I was like, I need to do something. And my barber on that point, he need help. And he was like, Noah, be a barber. You look like a barber. I'm like, no, I'm old. It's not time to learn now. And he was like, just do it. And one day I saw him. He was red, sweating, like 12 people waiting just for him because he was by himself. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. Just because I want to help you. And I bought all the stuff and I started learning from YouTube. That's how I learned to cut. And he helped me to, to be better. And I started cutting. But one day I was cleaning the barbershop, getting early, open, closing, doing all the stuff that he needed me to do. And I was like, hey, Diego, it's time to you rent the share, not to do it by percent. He was taking 40% of what I was making. And he was like, no, this is not how that works. On Huntsville, every barbershop is doing by percent. I was like, but you can be different. You can be, better. Just let me know how much and I'm going to pay. But I think it's not fair for me to be the one that is responsible at the barbershop and not to make enough money. And he told me no. And I respect that. I was like, okay, but next week is going to be my last week. And that's what I did. Then COVID hit. The cleaning company just exploded. They need me again. And I started working, cleaning. And one day they don't need me again. And I was like, you know what, baby? I think I want to open a barbershop. And she was like, are you sure? Because I'm sure now, but then I get bored and I want to change and do something different.
Okay.
And it was going to be a expensive investment. And she was like, I don't want to spend that amount of money. And then you tell me that you don't want to do it. I was like, no, I'm sure. But I don't want to do it that I'm going to make money from the barbers. I want to do it that way I can make money from my haircuts. And she was like, I don't understand. I was like, I want, we have too many good barbers, like the ones that I have, that they go to another barbershop and they don't have the opportunity to grow. They need to, it's like most of the barbershop over here is 50%. If you make 2,000, I stay with 1,000 and you stay with 1,000.
Wow.
Yes. And they don't have the money to open their own barbershop. And I was like, that's not going to happen. I want them to feel that that's their own barbershop. I don't want them to chase for another one. I want them to stay here. And that's what I do. The barbers that I have now, with the rent that I have and the payments that I have, I don't make money from my barbers. Even I pay my own rent.
Okay.
And I'm open book. They have everything there. They can see everything. And it was not easy to make the family that we have now, but it's not impossible. And you see how we are now. We are like family. Laura, Juan Jose, Micah, Lynette. It's like going home. That's how I feel when I go to the barbershop. I don't feel that I'm going to work. I feel that I'm going to do something that I love. It's a hobby. And we just enjoy there.
Yeah.
And everybody's able to make money.
And I actually love going up there. I found a reason, and it's rare because I'm picky, okay, about how my hair, but I could sit down and whether I sit in your chair, Laura's chair, others, it's just, I know I'm going to be treated right.
You know what I learned with the years I've been barber? You can be the best barber, but if you don't have the best attitude or the best customer service, authentic, not, you don't force yourself to be nice or to be grateful. No. You are just yourself. You can be the best one, but you're not going to have enough customers because people doesn't like that kind of people. People like us.
Yeah.
Like, friend.
Yeah.
Family. That doesn't matter what date it is, what time it is. We are going to receive you the same way, treat you the same way. Doesn't matter if you give us 20 front tip or nothing front tip. You are the same people. And that's what we try to do there.
And I think that's...
But we don't try.
You're right.
Yeah, we don't try. That's how we are. We can go right now there and we open the door and everybody's gonna, hey, how are you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that culture that you brought, when you bring people on to help them become a barber, because sitting and talking to Laura the last time that she cleaned me up before, something, and she said, well, she told me her story and she's like, well, I was in Miami and then I went to Texas and then I come back here. And then I'm like, similar, like, okay, I could be a barber because I'm cutting a few people's hair. I kind of YouTubed and learned and this, and this. And she's like, I didn't really want to be a barber, but.
No, nobody. Even Laura, Juan Jose, Lynette, and Micah, nobody was a barber before they get to my barbershop. I teach them. It was a challenge. It was, because all the customers that I have and between Laura and Juan Jose that they came together, it was rough. I was like cutting over here and seeing what they was doing over there. And I was like, oh, Lord, that customer is never coming back. But then most of the customers, they go to the gym. And I used to go to them. I stopped them. Hey, if you was not happy with the haircut, just let me know. I'm so sorry, but I can fix it. But they're learning, they're going to get better. Yeah. And everybody was happy, But it was nobody, even myself.
Yeah.
But now look at them. It's impressive.
It's very.
Now I want them to go to Orlando to take more, learning from people that know more than me.
Right.
And they're doing good.
They are doing good.
Yes, they are. I'm super proud.
And I will say, when I did sit in Laura's chair last, and I've been there a couple of times now, right? But the last time I did, I walked into the studio and I got compliments from the team.
Because of the haircut?
Because of the haircut. Okay. And I always put the hat on backwards. That's my thing. But when I do go to church and I don't wear my hat, the only place everybody can see it. So, you've had a lot of obstacles in your life and you've overcome those obstacles. You've gotten a little bit of your payday that's coming in selling the cleaning business, but there's a lot more to come for you.
But you know what, Brian? Like I told you before, I grew up on a rich house. But I saw how my dad lost everything because he let the money take power of him. And that's something that I don't want. Even today is the 27th.
Yeah.
I don't know how much money we have on our bank account. I'm going to explain you why. I'm a goddaughter and I want to keep that way. And I saw and I see and I keep seeing how people change after they have money on their life. And that's something that I don't want for myself. And on this type of world that we are living right now, people is just chasing money, chasing power, chasing greatness. And that's not what I want in my life. I want to keep the same way that I was 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 30 years ago. It's sad because when we die, we don't take anything of that.
Right.
We take what we do with our family, how we help our family, how we spend our time over here, and people forget about that. And right now, I'm happy just to making enough money to pay my bills, to go and buy me a coffee, to go to the gym, and to have travels with my family, but not for nothing else. You're not gonna see me, and it's not. I don't point anybody. They wanna buy like a shirt for $200. No, because that's your money. That's the way that you wanna do it. That's what make you happy. I'm okay with that, but that's not myself. I love to help people. Doesn't matter how much people kick my butt. Because when you have, people need something from you. When you don't have nothing, people doesn't need nothing from you. And I realized at the past of the years, I always had too many friends and too many people around me. But on the last 2 years, I realized that the people that I have, not everybody, but the people that want to get more close to me is because they need something from me. And broke your heart because I don't do anything expecting something, but just you can be honest and you can respect my person, because you're going to break my heart. I'm super sentimental. People look at me and say, no, you look strong. You don't look like you cry. I'm like, you don't have idea how much I cry. Even before I had this group on the barbershop, the people that I have, that I try to help, the way that they did everything, they broke my heart. Doesn't matter, it was business. Because for me, it's more a business, it's friendships, it's family. Because if you come to my house, that is the barbershop, you are part of my family. I'm going to treat you like family. And it's hard on this time. And I'm the kind of person that I welcome everybody on my basics days, on my house, on my events. And when you think about how many people you met in your life and how many people you have now, it's crazy. And it's going to keep happening, and I just pray that I don't want to lose myself. I don't want to stop being who I am because of the stuff that happened on my life or the people that have been broke my heart. I want to keep the same way that I am, but it's not easy, especially on the world that we live right now. Even customers, when they come, and the first thing that I say, hey, when I have like a good relationship, like the one that I have with you, I would say, if you don't want to come over here, I'm okay with that, because the one that pay for the cut is you.
Yeah.
I don't pay for your cut. That's business. You need to pay. But if you don't want to come, and we have been super friends, that we talk about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Why, if you don't come to the barbershop and you saw me on Publix, you don't say hi to me? Why?
Yeah.
And I told them, hey, if you're going to stop coming over here, please, don't stop being my friend.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen either.
Mm.
This morning, I saw this guy on the treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
I was like super excited because I didn't see him for maybe 6-7 months. And he was one of my good customers. I was like, you know how I am?
Yeah.
Hey. And he was like, I was like, okay. And I'm on my days, I'm sentimental. And I was like working out today with my heart broke. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I was impressed. I was like, okay, that's what I deserve. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, I don't think you deserve.
No, me
You
either.
don't,
but
it's unfortunate because I understand completely what you're saying. You're so authentic and you're so real that when you put yourself out there like that,
that's always.
And it doesn't change you. And that's the energy I felt from you from day one. And it's like, I want to see you succeed. I want to see you excel. I want to see your business grow because you don't check your account. You're keeping things in check based off of your experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So who am I to sit here and tell you should do anything different? Then I would be judging you, right? So I know it's God and I know you have that relationship and I know you have that, but how would somebody else and I now can appreciate when somebody ignores me when that I want to pray for them.
Here at Smith Financial Services, we take care of small business owners, 1099 contract workers, and their families. We know insurance can be rough if you're a small business owner, so we are here to make things easy. Visit our website, smithfinancial.services, to learn more.
Pray for them.
Yeah, of course.
And I had a guy, the first guest that we had sit down in that chair, he said, I hope that I can help change people, but better than that, I hope God changes them.
Mm-hmm.
Because then that really makes a change in their life.
Of course.
And you're not harboring any frustration or hate, but it hurts.
Of course.
It hurts.
And it's a learning process.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have that on my life before because I didn't have anything in my life. I just had God and myself. But now that I need to learn every single day about that. And I keep learning. I'm not gonna tell you that I am ready because I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I still on baby steps.
I love that.
But I know that I'm with God, like always. I'm gonna pass that and gonna get better. Because I'm not gonna tell you that if I see people that I broke my heart, and I'm gonna say, the first thing that I thought when I saw him, it was a good thing. No, it's not. But now I'm learning to say, God bless you, and I hope you get so good that God keep you so far away from me. But yeah.
No, I get it. And I've only cried on a couple shows, so don't get me going, okay? All right, don't get me going today, okay?
Right.
So, but as you look back, how, I want to encourage you that how many wins do you get in a day? Like when you wave
every
at
single day,
every day,
every day.
do you accept those wins?
Sometimes. That's another part of the process that when you win, you don't know how to embrace that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes most of the time you feel that you don't deserve it because you was not on that spot for your maybe half of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And then God bring you on that spot. And I feel that sometimes I'm ungrateful.
Okay.
Because I don't know how to enjoy, how to embrace where I am right now. And I think that's not fair even for God, because if I see how is the world right now, we are suffering in every single part, even food, healthy, God. and I'm healthy, thank God. I have a roof, I have food, I have everything that I need. I have family that love me.
Yeah.
And I feel that I don't deserve, even if I go on a trip and I'm sitting, I'm not checking the price of the menu. I feel bad with myself because I think that my mom maybe needs something and I'm spending this amount of money on myself. And I think it's best if I send that money for my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe if I'm by myself and I'm single, that's okay. But I'm married.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my wife, she deserves good stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I'm just selfish. And if I have something extra, I just want to give it to my mom, my sister, people that need it. And they need it, I need it, but I don't know how to embrace it. I don't know how to enjoy it. I feel bad.
No, I understand completely.
I was at Walmart maybe 2 years ago, and we was putting stuff on the car, and without checking the price, and I feel like something was bumping on my chest. My mouth get dry. I was like almost shaking my knees. I was like, baby, I don't feel good. Stop. I don't feel good. And she was, what happened? I say, I don't know, but I don't feel good. And I started like blurring my vision. And she was like, are you okay? You have like a low sugar or something? I was like, no. But I started breathing and breathing. It was a panic attack because we was not checking the prices. And I feel so bad because I know how much other people need, that it was not fair for me spending that money on the stuff that we have on that car. It's not that I don't spend the money, it's on what I was spending my money. And I was like, leave it everything. I don't want it.
Well, let me try to encourage you here. And this is one thing that I heard from my preacher at the church we go to. And he said, if we pray for what we need, it's hard to give.
Mm-hmm.
And so he said God got his attention one day and said, you need to pray for more than you need because you give. So if you get that coffee and it's that much room at the top and that's all you get, how are you going to have the extra to send and take care of?
Mm-hmm.
So if I can encourage you there, please pray for it. And you still don't have to
Trust
check the
me,
account.
I pray every single day because it's not easy.
No.
Because when you have family that you love that much and you see the struggles that they have and you are able to help, but I think most of the time, if you help, then they don't love you. They don't love you because what you are, is they love you because what you get, what you give.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to learn, and I keep learning. Like I tell you, I'm like a baby step on every single, like on my family basic, on my life, in every single step, like business, family, myself, and everything. I'm like on baby step because everything like changed completely. I didn't expect that. I came to United States without any English. Do you think that I thought, hey, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be like who I am right now. I'm going to be speaking English how I'm doing right now. No. I never expect any of that. And it was like a train hit me. I was like, okay, what happened? Where I am. And I'm grateful. God knows that I am. But
well, your wife, beautiful,
yes, she's
sweetheart. And
she's not here because she had surgery last Thursday.
Okay. She's okay now?
Yeah, she's okay. She needs to rest for 6 weeks.
Okay. All right. Well, next time.
Yeah.
Next time. But, and I've got to meet some of your family and it's sometimes hard for me to determine, is that her blood family or is that friend family or is that just somebody she's because they're all the family same. Here. Right?
I just have my little sister and my niece, and now I have a baby nephew, but I don't have family here. My whole family is in Puerto Rico.
Okay. And see, I didn't know that based off of how you treat people. Because everybody that comes into the shop, I'm like, okay, it can
be friends, cousins, or
like it's, and then, but And you go back to Puerto Rico. You go back. You travel. You do things.
I try to go twice a year because my nephew's still there.
Okay.
The ones from my brother, and the only thing close they have is myself and my little sister. But my little sister is single mom with 2 kids. You know, she's not able to travel the way that I do, and I'm the one that goes there. I spend like a week with them. They stay with me all the time. Spend my money. But yeah, that's why I have my mom and my auntie. Since I was a kid, doesn't matter what happened on my child life with my mom and my dad, because I was a lesbian, they are everything for me, you know. Because when I told my mom, she kicked me, you know, she was like, I don't want you, you're not my daughter, whatever. Now she's crazy about me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're everything for for myself. My family is my world.
Yeah.
And that's why I struggle that much, because I want to see my family on the same way. I want them to live on the same way that I live.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's hard because they need to take their own path. They need to do it for themselves. And when you keep throwing save the life, and they just gonna hold on you, and they don't know how to, after they finish, they don't know even how to walk because they depends from you. And that's not good either.
Wow.
It's like a 50-50. You don't know what path you need to take. And that's why I keep praying.
So do you have any future business plans here?
Yes, we do.
Okay. If you want to share a couple of those?
Of course.
Come on.
We are planning to do a Puerto Rican food truck.
Okay.
To sell empanadas. We need something local.
Okay.
We gonna try, with the food truck, but it's not gonna be myself. It's gonna be my wife.
Okay.
I don't want more business.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, but I support her, and whatever she wanna do. And she gonna start with a food truck, but then she wanna open a restaurant.
Okay.
Let's see how that goes. Just God knows.
God will bless it.
If he wants us there, we are gonna be there. If he's not, we are not gonna be there.
And that's okay.
Yeah, of course it's okay.
Wow.
Of course.
Most people that tell me, I've got this business plan, it's gonna work, I'm gonna do this. These are the numbers.
How am I gonna know? No. Even when we took the barbershop, I was like, God, if it's this for me, make it easy. If it's not, it's all good. We stop on the local that we have now. Mm-hmm. We go to the number. They answer the first time. They tell me a price. I was like, hey, I'm not able to pay that because I'm going to be myself. I don't have any customers. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to be able to pay that. They call like a week after. They say, you know what? We're going to work with you. We're going to discount this. We're going to give you 3 months free and we're going to give you 10,000. Tell me if...
That's God.
Okay.
That's God.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's talk a little bit about your shop right now. Who designed it? Who?
Myself. Tell
us about it because you...
But now we are almost to change.
Okay.
We are going to expand.
Okay.
You know the wall that we have, the black one that says Sports Barber?
Yes.
We're going to take that wall down and the back of the building, we're going to be open barbershop.
Okay.
But we're going to change like a little more fancy barbershop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us about that. I mean, because the ring lights, the lighting, the pictures, the wall.
That's the best that you can have being a barber. Light. Because you are there for 9 hours daily, 10 hours, just seeing haircuts. Your eyes get, tired.
Right.
If you don't have the right lighting, you're not going to be able to cut right. But now we're going to change that. I don't know if you saw the new... Like the new LED lighting that is like they're like this. What's the name of that? It's something new. It's going to from the start of the barbershop to the end of the barbershop.
Okay,
we're gonna change the whole ceiling.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what they're called.
Me either.
Okay, that's okay.
We're gonna change that. We are gonna do epoxy on the flooring. It's gonna be black.
Oh yeah.
Walls black, ceiling black, and we're gonna change the stations for the mechanical tools, the black ones too. We're gonna do something good. We're
I
gonna
love it.
We are excited. Yeah, I was waiting because they are gonna increase our rent, and I didn't know how much it's gonna be. I still doesn't know, but with the first couple investment that we are gonna do, I hope so that they don't increase that much because they are gonna appreciate what we did with the place.
Yeah.
And I think that we're gonna stay there for maybe 5 or 8 more years.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that place. I love that.
And you did kind of tell me as you came into the studio, and we're on wheels, we're in the back of a toy hauler camper.
Mm-hmm. But it look amazing on the inside.
Thank you.
It's
So
impressive.
I look forward to getting to contribute to your mobile unit one day. And if you can do something like this, please let me help.
No, I was talking for real.
Yeah.
I told my wife, one day I'm not gonna close the barbershop. I want the guys keep making their own money and they are gonna be their own bosses.
Yeah.
But I would like to retire. I had a mobile barbershop. That way, my few customers that I have that I love, I can stay, doing
well, hopefully I'll
service.
get to be a customer, but I do want to be a part of building. Okay. Hopefully I'll still be a customer.
Yeah, but not just yourself. The guy back there, he need to help me too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Somebody's got to do the work, right? Yeah. You know what happens here.
He's great.
I'm just here. I'm the talker. I'm the talker.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
But no, it's just, I want to, we've had some people on here before that are business owners. We've had some people that have talked about faith. We've had some people that have done different topics on the show, but is there something that you could encourage somebody? And I'm going to put a little spin on this one, because sometimes when we conclude the show and we're kind of wrapping up, but could you look into this camera and maybe give us some encouragement in Spanish to maybe reach some people that I would not know? And then you'll have to tell me what you said, because I'm only going to pick up a little bit.
I can tell you in English first.
But if they're, if there's
in
somebody,
Spanish. Business is not for everybody. Business, if you want to be a successful business, you need to be a hard worker, because nothing is built from the top to the bottom. It's from the bottom to the top. And first, if you don't want to work extra, don't do business. If you don't have God on your life, don't do business. If you don't have the right people on your side, don't do business. But if you want to do business, put everything together and you're going to have amazing opportunity to do a good business. Doesn't matter what you want, doesn't matter what you do. Because on the city that we live, that we are blessed to live in Huntsville, everybody have a shot to grow. Everybody. Doesn't matter what you think that you can do, just do it. But you need to have a good base to do that. It's not easy, but it's worth it. And in Spanish, no es fácil tener un negocio propio, pero si tú eres una persona que has trabajado 70 horas semanales, una persona que puedes trabajar 70 horas para ti. Así que tener tu negocio no es un challenge, es una bendición. Tener un negocio en el cual trabajar para ti es algo que vas a ser más que bendecido. Es una oportunidad que se le ofrece a todo el mundo, que no se cierran puertas. Y que si quieres hacerlo, solamente tú y Dios están a cargo de eso. Haz lo que tu corazón te diga y lo que Dios te guíe. Y lo demás viene con el tiempo.
That is so special. That is so special. And I kind of get a little bit of it.
It's the same thing that I told you.
Yeah. And that's exactly the energy, the love. We're all better for knowing you. My life is better for knowing you. And I'm extremely honored for you to be here today.
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
I thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
I enjoy.
Thank you. And thank you for watching Podcast on Wheels.